Hey. All right, I see 2 viewers. Let's see if that count goes up today. We had, of course, we're doing these weekly now, so it's nice to always see new faces every single week. Hopefully this keeps growing. It'd be nice to see more of you for sure. But we'll be doing these regardless. It's always nice to connect with Glorify users and see what's happening under the hood, how people are getting on, and of course, show you some updates, some future things to come, as well as some tips and tricks, no doubts, on Glorify. Now, while we are waiting and trickling in, I am going to go across the different areas to make sure everything's in place. Let's see if my audio is working. My audio seems okay. And I'm going to share this into a group. Into our group. So I'm going to say live. All right, guys. So those of you guys who are tuning in, we got Max Zebo. Nice to see you, my friend. Oh, you're working Glorify. That's so cool to hear, man. I love it. Love it. It's always good to see users active on Glorify more than anything. We do truly eat our own dog food at Glorify, so we actually use it for all of our own marketing material. And so that keeps us, always on edge and making sure that we know that our tool is benchmarking as a competitive platform. And more than anything, forget the competition. We just want to give as much value as possible. And so much to unravel in terms of what we're trying to build. So much little time, so much big competition around us in this space at the same time. So lots to say about that for sure. But I'm glad you're here, Max. And we got cool designer. It's Mohammed, it seems. I believe that's Mohammed. Mohammed Ali Barham, right? I'm assuming that's who's tuning in as well. Is that you, Mohammed Ali? Yes. I knew it. Nice to see you as always. Always a regular here. 7 eyeballs. Good. Better than last time. We had, I think, 4 or 5 people last time. So with that said, we're 5 minutes in. Let's jump straight into it. Guys, look, anyone that wants to open mic, that wants to chat to me directly, the stage is yours. Happy to open mic for you to get your direct feedback, thoughts, words. And so as the discussion evolves, as the discussion progresses, both I'll be paying attention to the chat and seeing what people are saying. I'd love and be delighted to see, perhaps we can have a one-to-one discussion about your workflow in Glorify and how we can help and improve it as we go on, because really it's your feedback that has carved what Glorify is today. And without that feedback, we would be lost, right? And so it's always important to get your direct feedback. Let's go straight into sharing my screen. I'm going to be presenting window, community, boom. By the way, anyone in the house using Arc browser, Arc browser is so good, man. It's incredible. It's such a productive way of using the browser. Anyway, going to jump straight into Glorify. So ad creation, that's what we're talking about today. No doubt the common ways of doing ad creation, especially when it comes to doing like display ads, because display ads, there's so many different formats.
Okay, I found this on the web for one.
Silly. That's Siri trying to take over my webinar. Now, you recall I said earlier that we truly do eat our dog food, and we do. At Glorify, I design all of my thumbnails. We are starting to now design our ads as well, which, really cool and happy to do. In fact, let me pull up some of the ads we recently created for Collabify. I think it's in Nico's workspace. Let's go into shared. Yeah, check out these ads that Nico created on Glorify. I'm gonna just get kickstarted with the good stuff. Why not? Why not kick off with the good stuff? So here's an ad. Hit play. That's pretty, right? So that can be run on social media. You can run that cross-platform. Square size is pretty standard for a lot of platforms. And yeah. So apparently Apple Z does strange things in Arc and Glorify. Does it? Oh, yes. Shortcuts can be a bit of a pain with Arc, but I think you can override them. So my work right now, that's very simple workflow is that, of course, those of you guys who have design experience, design flair, you don't have to necessarily start from a template. Of course, we have dozens of templates, and that is the main workflow is going on here and just typing ads as you would need. And essentially, all the different ad formats will show up. If I actually type ads over here, you can see different ad styles. Over here, you got the adverts. Let me do an advert. That would be better. Yeah, Facebook advert, Pinterest advert, and then all of the other related adverts, I believe, should follow. Let's have a look at portrait banner. Okay, so this is what's happening over here. So these are actually the advert category. Yeah, I mean, one way of doing it is just going down and you can see all the different categories here, like website graphics, publishing, others. So we can actually go through this and find the ads that we want. So we can see right here, adverts, Facebook ad, small rectangle, Facebook, Pinterest advert, etc., right? So that's obviously another really easy way of finding what you need. Now, let me just go into Facebook ad as an example. And here you can see all the different adverts. What we can do is no doubt drag and drop these as we see fit. Or you can scroll down on the main homepage and look for the specific ad that you want. Let's say you want a leaderboard. You've got Google leaderboard right here. Very hard to preview this. So you've got the option to go into the options menu and do a full view. And that gives you a better view. Again, these ads are really tiny in size. So there's something to bear in mind. If I add it in the canvas for context, that's literally how small they are because they exist in different parts of the web, right? Okay, now that's one way of doing it. Now you can see over here, these are ads that we just created earlier. And one of the processes we include is don't reinvent the wheel. If you've got, the cool thing about Glorify is we have mockups, as you know. And so you can replace the content of these mobile designs very easily. And you've got, if you want to paste and copy UI, in our case, we're like promoting Collabify, which is a UI UX design agency. So, we create these kind of mock-up style ads with the mobile phone and some UI screens in the background to showcase our beautiful designs. And we're advertising getting their prototype in 1 week. Essentially, that's the focus. And now the main step is, okay, we can, once you've designed these things, you can go ahead and batch select them all and you can export them all at once. You guys probably already know this. And you can, in fact, preview them on the right-hand side, which allows you to export things at scale. So you're designing multiple variations and then you're exporting them at scale. But importantly, how easy it is to create these variations. And of course, in Glorify, because of the infinite canvas, because of the workflow, it is really easy. And hence why you see why we don't leave any opportunity on the table when it comes to designing different variations. Literally, the process is select the canvas, hit Command D or Control D on Windows, or if you want, simply go to the banner widget or the canvas widget and hit duplicate canvas, and that will do the same thing. And literally, always an opportunity to literally just test out colors, right? Colors is a big factor in the conversion journey. For some reason, some people will pick up on specific colors other than versus other colors that they've seen on the web. And I guess this is like just cognitive overload, and having cognitive bias as well, which is where people are just everyone's brains are trained to see certain things, and they might cut out the noise. Our brains are wired to cut out the noise, right? We actually, if our brains took in all the information that we see with our eyes and hear with our ears on a daily basis, we would go crazy. And so that's why, ignoring stuff in our day-to-day, which is a subconscious process in our brain, is really important to how we function. So now, with that in mind, when you're creating advertising, realizing that people are only taking so much information. So what does it really make people to stop scrolling, right? That's the job of advertising. That's the job of creating the designer and the team behind creating ads. So if you're a marketer, creating ads that will have those scroll stopping abilities. And color is just one of those key ingredients people always miss. It's like, you know what? I'm going to design a set of ads, and they literally repurpose one version with one color and scale that across every size and every variation. And they forget that, we should test other colors, So really the process, as you can see, is once you got your core ad in place, just use the mechanics of your brand theme and repurpose, duplicate, change the color, and you're literally done. And that should then go to your media buyer, who can go ahead and test the theory, create ad campaigns with all these variations included, and see which one does the best, which one performs the most, right? Very, very important. All right, who's got that in the comments? I'd love to hear if you agree with me. Does that resonate with you? And do you feel that this could be something you could apply on in the next marketing campaign, perhaps? Or perhaps you're running a marketing agency. You know what? I'd love to know who's tuning in today. In fact, if ads is important to you guys, I'd love to know. If you currently actually run ads, you're very much part of the process, would love to know. All right, moving on. Now, scalable workflow. Again, when you have a starting point, and the cool thing is, I didn't create these ads, right? Our designer created this. I can design these ads. They're not hard for me to design, but our designer put this together. So when you're working in a team in Glorify, it's super efficient because your designer, you can invite your designer. They can come in. You can see Nico's got access to this file. He created up all these main ads. I've come in and I'm just duplicating them and switching up the colors and passing it over to our media buyer. Likewise, once all these ads are created, I can now also, without anyone else's help, quickly create variations and animate them. Because, of course, no doubt, it should be clear that animated ads just tends to perform better. This is well known. So I would just switch up the colors of the text to make it a little bit more accessible for this specific color. In this case, say I'm doing an ad set in this variation. I want to make the blue a bit deeper, so it just makes the white pop. Beautiful. Now let's go ahead and animate. I'm going to select this font. This is the Power Glorify. Hit video on the bottom left. This calls up the timeline editor. And from here, really, the process is clicking these intro transitions and adding a transition. Let's make these animate from the top. And I'll want this to animate from shift in from the bottom. And I'm going to make this shift in 0.5 seconds. So you can use this little timer over here, this field, which you can drag and stretch, as you can see. By the way, as you're stretching this, watch how this transition changes value. Or another way, to stretch it from here. So many ways of doing one thing, which is important, right? Depends on what you prefer. Look at that, nice little animation there that closes those really important information. Boom. In fact, I want to make this even snappier. So really quick animation at the end for that little review bit. Lovely. Now let's go ahead and animate these phone layers, right? So I'm going to give this a shift from the bottom. Shift from the bottom. By the way, right now, our video editor does not support, unfortunately, does not support just yet multi-select and add transitions. This is something we'll work on very soon. Of course, we're still in beta with the video editor specifically, but it's very functional. Just by adding these very quickly, individually, you've got your animated settings added immediately. So that's how that works. Now I'm gonna shorten that. Let's go straight into the ad, zoom in a little bit, and hit play. Now, this looks okay, but I always say, if you watch my recent video, the issue with animating everything at the same time is that it lacks depth, right? And there's always a huge opportunity to take this further by simply reworking the timing, adjusting the timing just by milliseconds. What I like to do is I like the 5 millisecond rule or the 2 millisecond rule. Those are really good numbers to play with because it just creates this little delay on each of the elements to animate a little bit later. So as an example, let's make this one come in a few seconds, I'd say a 0.2 seconds after. In fact, we can make it more accurate by zooming in. That's one way thing you can do, is just use the timeline editor. Or you can also set the animation duration from here by going to the inspector panel on the right-hand side, or the edit panel. So that comes 2 seconds later. Then I want the rest to come progressively after 2 seconds by 0.5 seconds ahead of the next layer. Oh, I can't see the timing. There we go, 0.25. And this one will be 0.30. So adding 0.5 seconds on each layer, literally. So just a tiny value. And you might think this is like so small in terms of timing, the difference. You're wondering, okay, what's the impact of this work that I'm doing here? You'll see in a moment. Why am I not getting my values? I can't see the values. Sometimes you might need an extra click to see those numbers moving. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Something that we might have to improve. Let's go ahead. So look at the animation. It's subtle, but it's noticeable, right? If I hit play, there's this nice little progression of elements coming in versus how it used to be, like really sort of like boring and at the same time, just a big static boom, whereas this is like swish, you know, just all of them coming one at a time, progressively. I'm happy with that. So now we've animated this. Now the question is this scalable? You know, like the question is, can we use this? Can we repurpose this over and over again? Yes, you can. Once you made an animation, it's really easy to repurpose. All you got to do is duplicate again, same principles, and you're just recoloring what you need. There is one thing we are working on, which is right now with Glorify's animation, is that, as you can see, the duplicate has had an error, but sometimes duplicates can have errors. But also we are trying to work on this fix where we can actually keep the, you see the timeline picker, I don't know what you call this, the slider, I guess, the scrubber or the slider. This element here, when you scrub through the timeline, at any point where you leave it, if you leave the timeline line edit to try to click objects, it just resets back to the beginning. This is something we're going to fix soon, where we're just going to leave the timeline for a specific design wherever it was left originally, so that you can leave it there, see what part of the animation it's currently on, and select the layers that have animated in already, so you can visually pick. Because right now, the only way you can select these layers, as far as our timeline editor, is going through the layers panel and picking the layers you want to edit. That's the only way to do it. Now, sometimes duplicates have issues, and we're working on that too. So when we do duplicate, you might not get an accurate design, and that's just something we just have to somehow work out. Yeah, let's see why this is not showing up, actually. Yeah, that's not showing up. Let's try one more time. I don't know if it's a shift design, or let me just do a quick refresh. Matt says, yeah, you have problems when using history functions and resizing image and then reverting to the change. Okay, so this is a problem when basically you have, when you try to resize and you've got images inside of shapes, it kind of gets messed up. Point noted, I'm going to keep that in mind, Max. Thanks for that. You just saw that you have text and path. Oh, yeah, we've got that. Yeah, we've had that for a while now. It's not as, you're not going to get the same results as maybe Illustrator, but it is somewhat functional. So let's see if I can duplicate with that. Ah, man, this is just not my day today. And even this one failed on me. So that's unfortunate. For some reason, those animations are not 100% working. So I'm going to ignore that. This is an animation I created before. Okay, this is the video. Just so you guys are aware, this is the video playing over here. We animated this in way more complex animation we did in After Effects. But the cool thing is you can work with professional designers and now create ad variations, right? Which is, again, very, very powerful. So that's something, you know, that can be quite useful. Yeah, so I wanted to show you what the design process is for resize. Okay, here's an ad that's functional that I animated a while ago. So the process to repurpose and scale, again, this all comes back to creating ads at scale, right? So you saw how to now repurpose this and change color is the same process as we showed you. So it's just duplicating and tweaking the colors. And the great thing about Glorify, no doubt, is that the colors that are currently being used in the doc. So if you want to repurpose the colors you use for other ads, other ad variations, they're all available in the document colors. So just use those at the bottom. And yeah, so let's do now. One thing I want to show you as well is resizing, because it wouldn't be scalable if you can't resize as well, right, at scale. Very soon, we will have a browse, resize, select multiple different sizes and resize multiple different sizes at once. That's something we want to work on. But for now, the resize process is simple. You duplicate, you go to browse sizes, you find any size that you want. In my case, I want to do, let's say, a story. I'm going to hit the story size, and boom, hit resize. Ooh, why didn't that work? Weird. Oh, there we go. That worked. Okay, so just like that, we resize the square design to a 9:16 vertical post, right? And it works. Look at the animation there. Beautiful, right? It is really that simple. Notice I have two of these. I'm going to remove one of them. Oh, I got two of them everywhere. I don't know how that happened. I think I might have duplicated it accidentally in one of the original design. So yeah, there you go, guys. So that's how that works. And then keep resizing, keep going along, because this infinite canvas is just limitless, right? There's no limit to what you can do. So I'm 26 minutes in. These sessions are very short, snappy sessions just for you guys, just to show you the process we take at Glorify. But I think it wouldn't be enough without showing you the real automation behind Glorify, which is our AI batch creator, right? And we want to get your feedback on this always. So the idea with this is to keep building this out so that it becomes more and more robust and allows you to create designs at batch. But how does it work? So we'll click this and we can go ahead and choose any product that we want to add, again, because we are very much focused on products. And let's go ahead and add perhaps like this Pikachu mug. So perhaps I'm selling this Pikachu mug. So I'll go ahead and choose a style that works alongside this, perhaps something like bold, maybe. And we'll call it Pikachu mug, cute Pokemon mug for kids. So this is the description. In fact, I'll use the fun style. We'll go ahead and click add to canvas. Background is removed automatically, as you guys noticed. And boom, just like that, we got our designs. How cool is that? Like, isn't that powerful to be able to design so quickly, super fast with this batch creation? Now we want to keep evolving this and make it, give it more features and more customizations. These are, of course, rolling templates that we have in the backend, and then we have AI to add the text. So cute Pokemon kids mug, magical sips with Pikachu. So that's the title. And as you can see, it's kind of repurposing the content based on the prompt I gave it about my product. And essentially, these materials are now pretty much good to go. You can, of course, tweak them and adjust them how you wish, right? By going through the editing features. Guys, give me a shout out. Let me know how you feel so far. I would love to know more of your feedback. I'm also going to go into the edit image feature. So you can see over here, whenever you see a lifetime image, of course, it's a template. So you want to repurpose this for something that's relevant. So you can take this. This, for instance, is an image inside a shape. This is what Max was talking about earlier. You can go ahead and click replace. And I'm going to head over to Pexels maybe, or Unsplash. Let's do like the hard one. Let's just type Pokemon over here and see what we get. Oh, look, there's some interesting Pokemon-oriented designs. So maybe this cartoon over here would be relevant. Yeah, fantastic. So there's the cartoon. Looks like it's a product or some kind of painting. So maybe obviously pick something that makes sense. But as you can see, you can just quickly replace that with something that's relevant. Didn't take much time at all. And then we can like repurpose some of the design to make things, elements stand out more. Cool. Who's used the batch editor before? Love to know. Oh, we got Jim Musi. If I'm not if I'm not mistaken, that's how you pronounce your name. Is it Muchai or Muki? Is there an ability to label colors for bulk editing purposes? For example, background color. Label colors. You can create obviously a brand kit. I use my brand kit for my colors. These are the main color palettes that are inside like a color resource library we've created for people. But you can go to brand palettes, and apparently this is my brand palette. Well, this is Nico's workspace. That's why. Let me exit this workspace. I'll head over to my own workspace. So going into my own workspace, you can see right over here, we do have brand color palettes, and you can remix those colors. But no, we don't have a tagging purpose. Tell me more. I'd love to know why a tagging purpose. Would that be valuable in the sense that your automation, if you're creating colors for specific purposes, you would see you would, when you apply your colors, you know predictably what would be go as the background color, what would go as the text color, what would go as like a image overlay color. Tell me more, Jim. I'd love to know your thoughts behind that, because I'm happy to, by the way, bring you on open mic before we close out, because we'd love to hear this feedback firsthand. So let's just see what he's saying over here. So when I highlight multiple canvases and then edit the color, all just state color. You know what? You are very right. I think this is important, and I'm going to definitely keep that in the back pocket as the next feedback. I guess right now, one way obviously is to do it intuitively by looking at your designs. You'll know, for example, I have 3 designs here, canvases. I select all of these. I know I'm definitely going to be editing one background color. That's the background color, right? But I agree with you. Why not add it? Because we actually know what color that is. And you know what? I'm not going to delay this any longer. I'm going to give this feedback right away. So let's just put this in the dev channel. So I'm just going to our development channel. I'm going to push this in right now. Shortcut, feedback from users. I love this feedback. This is really, really valuable. Thank you so much. Yeah, 100%. And Jim, do you create templates for the community? Do you design stuff? Have you been featured on our marketplace yet? Also, I'd love to know, actually, one thing we could talk about very quickly is the opportunity on Contra we've created, because we're going to be launching a campaign with them soon as well. And the first people that get in Contra will be featured on our, you guys will be essentially on the top of the Discover page. I'm not going to shy away in this webinar. I'm going to show you the potential of Contra, right? So if you guys haven't seen the Contra Glorify program yet, oh, that's awesome, Jim. I love that you're working on templates. Do submit a template to our marketplace, because people actually earn affiliate commissions, recurring commissions, by having templates listed on there. It just happens. So we're going to go into right here. This is the Glorify Expert program. And essentially where you can be fit is in these cards over here at the top. If you become part of the top 10, then we'll release you over here. This is the video that explains about the expert program. Why Contra? Because designers have been making hundreds of thousands of dollars. No, I'm not talking collectively. One designer listed on Contra has the capability of earning hundreds of thousands on Contra, right? So stay with me here, guys, for a moment, because the opportunity is huge. I don't often talk about the opportunity because I'm actually head first deep in the opportunity myself, and I actually show you my account in a moment. But this is the Contra opportunity. The page is dedicated. You can find it, I think, in the footer section. We should bring it on the top menu, but under partner program, and on the partner program, just go to experts, and that will take you over here. And when you click apply now, it'll take you to the application page on Contra. You can check out the current expert network, and already we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 experts. And let me just give you a little mini tour of Contra. Why not, right? To show you a little bit about the opportunity, I'll go into my account. That's my expert page. So you can see I take projects all the time in Contra, and you can see I'm getting paid soon currently. I can't even remember what I'm getting paid for, to be honest. But so I've just been on here a few months, and I've been fortunate to close some really good recurring projects. And still in the process. I've earned various. Obviously, I've got the badge, but I've earned over $10,000 already in Contra, as you can see. It's really easy to set up recurring payments. I'm actually starting to bring any like recurring agency type clients because my team also creates, as you can see, we've got 2 recurring clients right now for website maintenance plan and content. And it's just easy because, you know, you set up the contracts, you release the contracts directly on Framer. So we get full alignment. The whole setup is here. We figure out what's the contract, reviewing the contract, signing the contract, signing the proposal, and they don't have to be a user on contract to go through this. So you're essentially getting rid of DocuSign. You're getting rid of all these other bloated tools. And I get to work with really great, amazing clients because this platform is dedicated for the top tier clients. It's not, it's not. I guess to become a freelancer on here, it's not as simple. There's a few loops that you have to go through, and they really validate your profile before listing it on their network. But once you get listed, you're part of this great community of real experts and freelancers. You're not part of this huge crowd of just, everyone like the way Upwork is or these other platforms. This is actually really curated in a sense, and you get curation. It's free to sign up as a freelancer, but if you want further perks, then you can get Contra Pro, which then allows you to get regularly seen in the feed and get first preferences to be recommended to very valuable clients. For instance, I haven't had to pay for Contra Pro, and it's already very valuable for me. So obviously just starting the process. But look, guys, I think that really, really huge opportunity to be seen over here. And we've got a program for Glorify. So sign up when you get the chance. It's not, we'll look at we just require 2 projects to be listed in your profile. We're happy to do it for one project as well. If you list one project, just shoot over a message once you've completed your Contra application. We'll actually get a message and you can be in contact with us. As you can see, previous people that have applied, they've essentially would apply, and then they would just message us, and we look at the project. So, for example, Alba messaged me and said she's got 2 templates in the marketplace and 2 projects that she's worked on with Glorify. And same with Margareta Digore. She's done like a few projects using Glorify with she actually created these animated animations, which is really cool to see. So go in here, for example, you can see her profile. She created this animated logo in Glorify. So guys, hope that helps. The opportunity of the expert program we covered. We spoke a lot about Glorify itself, and I hope you enjoyed this session. We got some big announcements coming very soon. We are working on some amazing AI tools. And so stay tuned, guys, because AI is the forefront, and we are not stopping on AI. In fact, we're going to be integrating a Leonardo, right? Leonardo is one of the top AI tools that are on the market, and you can generate images. You can use image referencing to create images based on an image reference to mimic a style. You can do content references. You can upscale images. So many beautiful suites of AI tools are going to be available in your fingertips soon via Glorify's editor. Who's pumped? Let me hear it, guys, in the comments. Guys, really pumped for this. I'm going to go through, see if there's any more questions. I'm in my first steps in Glorify. I like a limitless canvas. Oh, that's good to hear. Ricardo's loving Glorify. He's enjoying the limitless canvas 100%. This is why we built Glorify the way we have. It's about this limitless canvas, right? The workflow is just so efficient. You are going from, in fact, let's just do this one more time. I'm gonna delete all these assets over here. Got a little bit of time. We'll do one more workflow and we'll pause. So let's do a workflow starting from a template this time, because we did one from starting from scratch, or technically starting from scratch. We'll go inside and pick I think like a vertical format, vertical banner, Instagram, like a story. I think it's called a story post. Okay, so that's 9 by 5. We'll go with one of these. So obviously, when it comes to ads, it really depends what you're promoting. And I think one of the I'm going to pick a product that I just absolutely adore. I don't know if you guys heard of Work Louder. Work Louder are these amazing underdog keyboard company, and they create these beautiful keyboards. And this is the Nomad. I actually pre-ordered my own Nomad, and I'm really pumped for it to arrive. But in this example, let's just assume we are creating an ad set for the Nomad E, which is this product here, right? And we want to do this in Glorify. So I'm going to quickly go into here. And first of all, paste the image right inside Glorify. There's my product image. And to make it easy, in fact, let's leave it like that. I was going to remove the background, but we don't have to do it right now because I want to show you something really special. Actually, we'll keep it up there. Let's find an ad that will suit this. I mean, this one you could use it. You can repurpose that. I want something a little bit cleaner. I think this one's got some interesting flair around it. Let's try this because it's got similar colors to the actual company. Oop. So I think I'm really zoomed out. So I'm going to take this. One thing about Glorify, guys, I don't know if you're aware of this, but just select everything and hit this focus zoom to go right into the canvas you want to go into, which just makes it easier, right? Cool. So first things first, take the product. Replace it with your own image. Boom. Just like that, we've got the product right there. And you can scale this up. Great, I'm happy with that. Let's use some of the colors that they got on their websites as well. You know what? We definitely need some kind of plugin that will take a URL and pull all the brand colors from this because, man, that would be useful. Like not having to do this would be super, super useful, man. It'd be very useful. Let's see if we can pull up the colors from here because this is a bit of a process. There it is. There you are. I see you. I see you, yellow. You can't escape me. Well, that's not very helpful because we got the RGB value, so it's not going to really work unless I get the hex code. Anyone know some development in the house? Because I could really use your help to figure out the hex code of this yellow over here. Oh, there it is. Found it. Cool. Got the hex code. See, only when you design you realize, different features that we can use to just make things even more efficient, right? Copy.
Okay. I found this on the web for
what is up with Siri today? It just keeps thinking I'm talking to her, but I'm not. Okay, boom, there's the colors. Let's pick the logo as well. Copy image. I wonder if there's an actual full logo of the of Work Louder because they have a specific logo that's beautiful. Maybe if I close this and hide that. Yeah, that's the actual font that they use. But anyway, I don't have the font for now, so I'm going to just kind of just keep it simple for now. Let's just paste this logo. There's the logo. Stick it there in the top corner. Work, how does it spelled? Work Louder, is it actually spelled like it? Yeah, it's spelled like how it is. Yeah, so that's fine. Let's go ahead and add that. Work Louder. Cool. I'm going to delete this. I don't need that. Keep the design clean. Dropping in 2 months. Beautiful. I'm going to make this a bit thicker, like bold. And this background is boring. It's got an image, I think. What is going on here? Got some text as well. Okay, so this is a button design over here. So I'm going to make this pre-order now. And we can make slight rounding by the curve of the buttons, the bottom property over here, which you can curve up. And I'm going to leave this body text. Now, let's make this black. And let's make all these text layers yellow. Boom. Okay. Now, something cool about something really cool about. Oh yeah, so Jim said there's a workaround, a really simple workaround. We just take a picture, a screenshot of the website, and then take the colors that way. I should have done that, my friend. You are genius, or I'm just not very smart. One of the two. You can choose. So I'm going to duplicate this. So I'm not removing the background just yet. I'm not doing it because what I'm going to do this time is look for the other models of the keyboard. Oh, they even got video in here. I wonder if I can actually pull the video somehow. That would be really cool, but I can't, it seems. Okay, let's look for pictures of the main product. I need to find. Okay, what does that picture look like right now? Like what angle? Because I want to make it more or less consistent. So it's, yeah, it's in this kind of angle. Yeah, slightly angled, I guess. So let's maybe pick one of these versions. Okay, I already got the what do you call that? Yeah, the material, I can't remember. It's carbon fiber, I think, or like steel. Yeah, this one looks good. Let's copy this one in. I'm gonna hit paste. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is select this and replace it with that image I just uploaded into the design. Now that would make it that way, and that's fine. In fact, I'll just scale it up so it fits. So why am I doing it this way right now? And you might be thinking, why is this guy not removing the background? Because one thing you can do is that if you're importing lots of product images and the images happen to have the same layer name, like in this case it says fab image, that's just the default name we give it, don't ask why. You can essentially select all the canvases at once. And obviously this is easy. In my case, it's not a big deal, but it's detected two images over here. And I can remove the background of all of those two images at once with one single click. Say bye-bye backgrounds, and they've gone. And this just makes your workflow, again, more efficient because you don't, if you have multiple product images especially, can you imagine the time saver you will experience by not having to crop out all of the images, right? And hence, this is why we've done this. So yeah, definitely really useful for like very scalable workflows. Now, another thing, notice how this says wavy, okay, which is part of the template design. But in this case, what if we try something different? What if we change, what we want to change the name of this text, but we want to do it across all of our designs? Especially if we have like dozens and dozens of designs, you can select all of this and batch edit all these texts at once. So instead of saying wavy, let's say nomad. I think it's E with the two text layers. And then we can actually reduce the size so it all fits. And then I'm going to use my arrow keys to position all of them without compromising each design. So yeah, just a very powerful and very intuitive workflow. So yeah, think for this particular design, it'd probably be better with slightly different text. Let's just go back. Undo, undo, undo. It's like undoing every action, which something we got to fix, to be honest, because that's not practical. So again, let me select all of these, and we're going to go to wavy, and this time we'll just type work. Work. Something like work or something like that, you know? So yeah, anyway, it looks super cool, right? I'm really happy with that. We can even type nomad and just not even have the E. Yeah, we don't have to see everything in place. And let's just move this, put this way. Cool. So it says big nomad text. Even that looks pretty cool. Alrighty. So we got it all here. In fact, let's say nomad E dropping. Nomad E dropping soon. Beautiful. Okay, so last but not least, let's do a quick animation on this. If you have your brand colors in this brand kit, then it would be very easy, of course, to remix these brand colors, repurpose these designs very quickly with the color remix tool. Obviously, the color remix tool, the way it works, as you know, if you just a quick reminder, you go over here and we go to colors. We can quickly, boom, remix it and have a party. It's fun. It's fun color mixing, right? Obviously, you need it to be the actual brand colors, but powerful, powerful, powerful feature nonetheless. One of our top features that people love using. Some point we'll have to somehow integrate AI into this so that it just becomes even the results are even more powerful and more smart. But right now it's just an algorithm. Great. So that's the process there. I think that's pretty much it for now. I think we'll call it. We'll call it a session, guys. I would animate this. You know what? Since you're all here, how many people are watching? 7 people are watching. That's good enough for me. Let's animate just this design over here before closing off. So for this, I'm going to keep it simple. I'm just going to animate the product. We're going to make this shift from the bottom, and we're going to make it zoom out at the end. So let's see what this looks like. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, let's go. So nice little shift. Look at that. Look how elegant the shift up design, the animation is, right? It's a very elegant, it's one of my favorites because the motion is so elegant, right? Now couple that with you can make it snappier, just make it shorter because it's obviously 1 second is a long animation. So you can make it way snappier, as you can see. Whoop. Nice little animation upwards. And we can also do that, by the way, I'm going back into workflow now, but we can do it for the text layers too. So if I select this text layer, we'll do a shift from the bottom. And this is one of my favorite styles of animations. We spoke about this earlier in the session, but progressive animation as such, where we, oh man, this needs a fix big time. Let's try and, okay, we got to see if we can fix it sooner than later because this is not helpful. Oh, there we are. Okay. So one way to overcome this block thing where you can't actually pick is just make the timeline really high, and then that will give you the freedom to do what I'm doing here. Okay, so I've done that. And now we're going to make this 0.5 seconds. So it's a very short and snappy animation. We're doing the timing on this field instead of, one way is to drag this as mentioned before, but in this case, I'm just typing in and copying a specific value. So I just get that value really quickly distributed inside of these fields. Great. And then progressively, we're going to make this move. So starting with the top one, we'll come in 0.5 seconds after the image, 0.1 second after the image, and then 0.15. Now let's see what this looks like. Select. Big moment. Who's ready for it? So look at the progressive design of the text, right? How it just all flows in one at a time. In fact, I'll just close that. Go get a nice view of the canvas, just like that, right? It's clean. And if for any reason you want the actual product image to come in a bit later, you could do that too. I think the product image is locked somewhere, if I'm not mistaken. Where did I put it in? Yeah, there we are. So one thing you could do is delay this if you wish. So I've locked it for now. I'm going to unlock it, and I'm going to push it the very end at the 20 mark. So the text comes in first, essentially, which is another way of doing this. So the product is like Nomad, Nomad, Nomad. So big in your face Nomad after with the finale as the product. Guys, that's all we have time for today. If you found this session valuable, hit me in the chat, hit me in the comments, in wherever you're tuning in from, whether it's YouTube, Facebook, or LinkedIn. Keep following, like, subscribe the channels that you are following if you're not already. If you're not in Glorify, then if you don't have an account and still considering Glorify as an option, then sign up. We've got a free trial, and you can check it out. And also you don't have to even necessarily sign up for a free trial, because directly on the website, without even signing up, you can play around with it with limited features. So at least we give you a free play around without any sign up upfront. Thanks for tuning in, and keep in touch within the community groups, and always get back to me with any of your feedback and thoughts, because this is very valuable. It gives us a clear idea of what we should be building. We're tiny companies still. We've been in the game for a while, but we've had an uphill battle, very sort of resource tight, trying to build a powerful design tool. You know where we're at. We're amid some of the titans in the industry, but we're very confident we can build the best content creation tool that exists for marketers, entrepreneurs, and designers alike. And that's the mission, but we can't do it without you. So keep following, stay engaged, and keep giving that feedback, because that feedback is priceless. Take care, guys. Bye. Thank you, Ricardo. Thank you, Mohammed. Yes, we're going to do that, by the way, Mohammed. We're changing this buttons in the dark version is not accessible. We know that. We're making it white in the next version. Awesome. All right, guys, with that, I am jumping off.